Okay. So, can I have your name?
My name is Velvet Rivers. I am owner and CEO of VR Entertainment.
And you're located?
Based out of Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay. And your specialty in the music, like you sing, you're an actress or a model?
Funny that you said that. I went on a model casting call today. I haven't walked the runway in over 10 years. But I sing, I can rap, but I am a pop artist. So I think that a lot of people get thrown off from the way I look.
Oh, okay. So, what inspired you to become a multi-talented artist?
It goes actually very far back. When I knew that I wanted to do music or sing, I was about 9 years old. I had a heavy influence from like Motown, Diana Ross, Isley Brothers, growing up. So that was part. Rhythm and blues and stuff like that was Etta James and jazz was always played in my household. But
okay.
We moved to Minnesota, and I got influenced by Pink Floyd and Aerosmith, and just because of the schools I went to.
So, like at home, you heard all different types of blues and original R&B stuff like that, the Motown music, and
yeah,
kind of stuck with you.
Yeah, it stuck with me. However, I have always been an out of the box type of person. So with that, I was born into the hip hop culture. Like I was born in 1980. You know, hip hop was really becoming something. You know what I mean? Around that time, so I had influence from my cousins and things like that with Eric B and Rakim and to name a few, like Big Daddy Kane and
that's interesting.
You know, Big Hurt and things like that. So I've had a very, very diverse influence throughout my life in my household. For me, gravitate towards pop music is just something that I've always liked. But in my culture, being an African American woman, most African American women don't do pop music. We're looked at primarily as like soul singers or maybe rhythm and blues, but we rarely have women that of my color come out and want to go into the pop genre.
That's very interesting because you are showing a totally different perspective than what is normal.
And that's actually one of my hashtags. It's actually hashtag BYD, Design Your Destiny, and I pride myself on being different. So with the artists that I work with, that's something that I tell them. It's okay to be different. We have cookie cutter artists that are out here now. Everyone is sounding the same. Everyone wants to sing on a track. Everyone wants to do the auto-tune. But it's 100,000 people that do the same as you, look just like you. So what do you do to make yourself stand out when in a more, I think, competitive industry now than it was, 60, 70 years ago? Because a lot of people are aspiring to be in the entertainment field.
Right. And what happened over the years, they had a big meeting with a lot of the record executives and like maybe 6 or 7 of the top rappers. And what they did was they changed the music style to thug music.
Yes, I heard something about that. I am the wrong person to talk to about that because I am a conspirator. I always think something is going on. When it comes to that, I think that it's programming. If we don't like Beyonce, I'm just using her as an example, no shade. But if you're not a Beyonce fan, and you can't, every other song on the radio is a Beyonce song, ultimately you will begin to sing that song even if you don't like it. Definitely. And I call that programming. So when you are programming our youth to see that it's okay to program, to think that that's okay. That's not okay, because these guys that are on the television, you know, they're not risking their life out here. They're getting checks and they're going on tour. So our people that are out here trying to live outside of their means because they're trying to live a lifestyle that they see that's on television or in the music is not realistic.
That's correct.
I think that's the reason why we lose a lot of our youth. Because
we are because I mean, I live in the projects, and the majority of the people over here, all they listen to is stick 'em up, smack my girl, F the police, you know, things like that. I don't ever hear a song that's anything positive.
I try to surround myself with positive people. I do have some very talented friends that are MCs. It's the difference between an MC and a rapper. To me, I feel that rappers are just what they're making them to be, self-destructing vessels.
Yeah, I follow these type of guys, but that's not my style. I want my style to be different. And I bring him here in my house. We do all his tracks here. He brings all his instrumentals and he does all his vocals on my system.
Foremost, I'm a little bit older. I started professionally recording music at 15. But with me being older, it's a demographic that I'm not really trying to fit into. You know, I'm not 21 or 22 where I'm being pumped as a sex symbol, because nowadays that's pretty much all it is. Looking at the female artist, is how much skin she can show. And I want my music to be able for them to listen to. I want them to be able to play and listen to my music and share it with their friends, because it is something that is filtered. I try not to curse in my songs. I do have one song that has cursing in. It's probably going to be the only song on my whole entire album that has because,
yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because what I want, I have to lead by example. And with me leading by example, I have to show not only my children, but any other person's children that are listening to my music that it is okay. Happy music, you know what I mean? And sometimes your song can have, you know, some darkness to it or some sorrow, but that's all just part of your story. Your song is your life, your story. And a lot of people make up these characters to create versus someone like me. Like, this is me. Like, my name is Velvet. That's not a stage name. That's my name on my birth certificate. My dad named me, you know, and what you see is basically what you get. And a lot of artists, and when looking for representation, because I own my own company, I have a few artists that I'm working with. So with that, what I try to bring to my company and to the table is that I know how it feels to be at a label and be shelved. I know how it is to not get the credit that you want. I know how it feels to not have the means to sometimes get things done. So I know how that is, and I think that's why I'm respected the way that I am, because I move differently than a lot of other people.
Well, that's a great asset, because a lot of people that I see, they don't want to give back. Once they learn it and once they have it down to a system, they don't want to bring it on to the next person.
I think artists should know who to deal with at certain times. An artist that's coming out fresh to the scene, I think problem is going to look for promoters and trying to, you know, just get into different venues to try to get their name out. I think that's kind of backwards. I think that the artists should connect with the DJs. Go out and talk to the DJs, because the DJs are the people. You know, they're the ones that have the cutting edge, new sound, new song, new whatever it is. You know what I mean? And let the promoter come and look for you, because the promoter just wants to fill a spot. He just wants, you know, he just wants the door, and that's it. He doesn't care about what you're doing, who you are, but can you bring some people? You know, so it's a different type of thing. So I think here in Columbus, we have a really big problem with people not being able to work together. I speak on it a lot of times, because looking at it from a big market standpoint, when you have investors and people that want to invest in your city, look at us. I don't care how hot your camp is, you're still in the same pool as everyone else until you make it out. So once people humble themselves and figure out, hey, this person over here has a little bit of knowledge on something that I don't, and swallow that pride and get the help, you know. So once we're able to do that here, there's no stopping us. We have a lot of talented people.
It's the same way over here in New York.
In New York, you got a better opportunity. We're a smaller city.
Yeah, you have opportunity, but everybody has the same. A lot of people have the same mindset. They just want to keep it to themselves.
When you do stuff like that, then you're not gonna go anywhere. Columbus, I can't speak about New York, but see, Columbus people here, you have to go somewhere else and become popular before you become popular in your own city. It's hard for people. They'll say, "Hey man, I support you," but then when you do a show, no one comes out. You know, "Hey, I got an interview on a radio station, man. Can you call in?" No one calls in. You know, so starting there. You know, if people can understand that this is people's lives. You know, people are putting their heart, soul out there to the world for people to listen to. That takes a big person to be able to do that. I don't care what genre of music that you're in, because once you put yourself out there, you're open to all these different opinions and critiques and all of this that the world will dish back out to you.
And that puts a magnet right on you, and it's a lot of pressure outside of what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, but see, it goes back in a circle, because even with you feeling like that, if I have a good camp, like I say, I have a few artists that I work with, and say, you know, record label B over here has, you know, some really good artists as well. What's stopping us from working together? What's stopping us? You know, is it an ego thing, or is it, you know, that you feel that your artists are better than mine? But what can we do as far as putting our heads together? If we make enough noise, they'll come. You know, people waste their money with trying to spend, you know, getting large artists down, you know, mainstream artists, and they don't care about coming to see who's the openers or, you know, who's striving in the city trying to make their name. They just want their check, and then they're gonna go. You know, forget a meet and greet. You know, so I think people should stop wasting their money and really put it back into their own city. We're giving these people this money. If they want you, they're gonna come looking for you. They're gonna come find you. I have a friend of mine that here, Birdman came to his job and made him quit. Now, what's the odds of that? It's a few to slim, but at the same time, it happened. It happened. He worked at Subway, and he was very persistent with his production and, you know, making music and stuff like that. And he shopped around and kept submitting, and it got into the right hands, and that man came and got him. You know, so I tell people all the time, it only takes one song. You can be in the studio all day long and create 90,000 songs, but it only takes one song, the right song, for it to turn heads. Once it turns heads, it opens up everything else that you've ever done. And I think people need to work on that. You know,
that's correct.
21 Pilots is what is that type of band? It's a band, and they're from here. 21 Pilots has never put out a complete album. But they've had like 12 number ones, and they've been touring for like 3 years. You know, and they're making money just off of singles, just the anticipation of their fans waiting on an actual album. It's gonna go triple platinum when it comes. You know, person. Two, they don't want to collaborate or work with other people that are in the city that could potentially help them. You never know who knows who.
Yeah, the sad thing is people reach out somewhere else, and there's someone in the backyard that does the same thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem.
But that's once again going back to just humbling yourself. Like, I don't know everything. I'm not going to say that I know everything, and I want to learn more. Do I have experience? Definitely I have experience. Do I have, schooling? Definitely I have schooling. At the same time, I'm not cashing no $1 million checks right now. So it's room for change. There's room for growth there.
I don't cash any checks either. I mean, right. I do my little music. I do my interviews and stuff, and people come record with me. Nobody's ever bought a track from me, but I still help. I did a couple of music videos with my nephew. Friends want to do music videos. I help as much as I can. If it gets you out there, get you out there. If you want to throw a bone this way, it's no problem. But it's something that I like to do. like I got my younger nieces, they love music. And, you know, I got one niece, she can sing a whole Eminem song from point A to point B. I still told her I have to get her to come in and record it with me one more time. And she listens to all my beats and stuff, and she hears music in here with curse. She's, Uncle, you got cursing music on. You don't curse? I said, yeah, I know. I have to listen to it because somebody asked me to.
Right, right. And I mean, at the end of the day, I agree. I potentially have a boy group that I want to develop and work with. But just listening to their music, these boys are like 15, 16 years old. And if you listen to what they're talking about, like, I couldn't imagine the life of a young African-American man right now. I couldn't imagine that because it's so dark and it's so lifeless and it's so sad. You know, for them to feel like they don't have nothing on it.
Yeah. It's funny. My nephew, I listened to one of his songs that he did in front of me, and I realized that that song was nothing but pain that he was going through.
Yeah. However, you look at the music, and then you try to address the problem. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, it's because of, you know, the man isn't in the house, or, you know, they're in jail and all that." I'm a firm believer that things start at home. You know, and when you are not giving the proper food for you to eat, you're gonna go outside and you're gonna scavenge and you're gonna try to find what you need, what you think.
That's true. It's like you can be here, like my nephew. That's the choice you make. So I explained to a lot of these kids that want to rap and stuff. I said, if you want to be a rapper, do your research. See what's out there and try not to do what everybody else is doing. Because if you do what everybody else is doing, nobody's going to listen to you.
Well, it's not even one or two things. You can be different and you can still be shelved, depending on the content that you're putting out. If you're putting out something that's conscious and you're talking about, you know, praising the black man and the black woman, and, you know, you're not going to get no airplay. Sorry. Get looked over because our spirit is too big. You know, or people are trying to dim our light because they know our light is so large. So I just want people to just know that it's people out here that appreciate the whole culture of music, not even necessarily hip hop, just music in general. You know, I listen to everything. As long as it sounds good. As long as
I agree with you on that, because a lot of stuff that I guess you hear most of the beats and stuff that I do, but most of my stuff is not geared toward degrading people, walking around with guns and stuff like that. I always talk about something positive. And when I speak with a lot of different people that's into music, they listen to my music and they be like, why did you create that? I said, if you look at the pictures and stuff, it'll give you an example on what I'm trying to project to you. You know, it's always something that's positive. It's not just because you're living in the projects, you have to stay in the project mindset. Because just because you live here doesn't mean that your mind and your body and your soul have to stay here. You can always move. You can always branch out past what generations. Okay, well, this person's been here forever. That person's been here forever. You can be the person that moves over to the other side of town and becomes a little brighter and moves up to the next level. That's what you try to give these kids. But when I speak to a lot of kids, they're like, well, what do you do? I said, I play basketball, I do video, I do photography, I do music, I inspire people. I ask you, what is your aspirations? How do you want to go further on in life? And, these are the don'ts, because that's going to land you in the wrong place that you're not going to get out of. And these are what you do. Whatever inspires you. You might want to be a graphic artist. You might want to be a writer. You might want to be an actress. You might want to be an actor. You might want to be a singer. You might want to be a comedian. That can pull you away from where you're at. Even though you have little setbacks of things that's bothering you, if you carry on with your goals, it can pull you away from that. Before you know it, you can be the next Eddie Murphy or probably the next Beyonce moving up somewhere, and then you could help the next person maybe 10 or 15 years down the line after you hone your craft.
Just because you live in projects doesn't mean that you don't have the mind of a scholar.
That's true.
You get discredited, immediately because you say something like projects, but there's a lot of successful people, intelligent people that has came from that. So to me that's an excuse. I don't have time.
But a lot of people want to use that particular excuse, and I'm like, that's not. I said, the same door that you open to stay is the same door you can open and walk out into bigger and brighter things.
Right, but like with my music and just the wave and the movement that I'm trying to create is something that's on a more positive, family-oriented level. My children like what I do. I try to include them as much as I can on what I have going on, because that's something that's lacking. That's a whole different conversation, a whole different time. But a lot of things are being missed because parents are, single moms and dads, and they don't have time to give to them to their kids because they're too busy trying to make sure they can feel safe. So you're left with music and television and your computer to raise these children. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, the parents don't even know what they're doing.
That's true, because they just get up, go to work, and they're so tired. They say dinner's in the microwave, and they come in, go to sleep, and get back up and go back to work.
Right. So once again, you gotta have some people. Like, we don't have any modern day common. You know what I mean? That would probably be an OG to some of these little young rappers that are out here now. Some of them would probably be, like, that's crazy. So you don't even have the people positions to give them any type of positive thing. Like, I listen to, like, my son, like, he looks up to Eminem. Like, Eminem is like to him would be my Curtis Blow. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, nothing but greatness over here. Shout out to Young Astro, your boy Dave, Yola Magic. Shout out to Mo and HBG, Pure Entertainment. Shout out to Robert Berry. Make sure you guys check his website out, www.mrberryphoto.com. You can reach me on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Velvet Janelle Rivers, or via